Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Continuing our little challenge run of battleships only as the Chinese Navy. Not sure much of what we're going to do. I do believe there was a new hull that we got, so I am going to probably build a boat. That will probably be what we do. We will probably build a boat. Well, let's get a little bit going here. Posting a few more places that I'm live, and then we'll get started here in a moment. Almost done. Okay, that's done there. Let's hop over here. Uh, let's see, ship design. I think we got a new hull. I think we got a new one. I'm not entirely sure if we got a new one or not. Because I know it said we got Dreadnought 3 again. But we had already unlocked Dreadnought 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 44,000 tonnage. Yeah, we already have a ship that uses this hull. I'm pretty sure we have a 39,500 tonnage ship around here somewhere. One of these battleships is probably what I'm looking for, but oh no, that's armor. Yeah, Dreadnought 3. Yeah, we have 2 Dreadnought 3 hulls. New hulls available. Dreadnought 3. Dreadnought 3. So I'm not crazy. There is did they increase the tonnage capacity on Dreadnought 3? Is that why we have it twice? I mean, it could entirely be possible. That's why we have it twice. Let's see, 44,000 tonnage. The Onyx gets up to 44,000. No, it doesn't increase the tonnage at all. I don't know what's up with it. Let's see. Shipyard is basically near capacity. Still working on building up a bit of money. I guess we can invest a little bit back into research. Now that we have some spare cash. We managed to scare off the German Navy. As we invade the last of their islands. Can't navally invade this island yet because this fleet has to move over there to engage it. And yeah, we'll gain this island from the Dutch. Sadly, we didn't get to Sumatra, which would have been a nice addition, but eh. Borneo and Java and all these other ones will honestly make up for that. Sink some German transports. A German battle cruiser, the Fürst Bismarck. She's not going to be long for this world. Oh, this is an Exovita fleet, isn't it? Oh, no, never mind. That's an Exovita. This is a Sniffham's class. Oh, yeah, this is one of my older fleets. With a couple of newer vessels mixed in. But yeah, mostly older ships. You two form your own battle line. Thong, you're in charge of just scouting. We have the Bella 2 here. Now equipped with 9-inch guns instead of her 10-inch gun original armament. Now in dual configuration as well. Still doesn't carry much ammo, unfortunately. But at the very least, she's got a little bit more firepower to punish with. Alright, you are gonna, as usual, get in closer. You are going to turn this way. Start slowing down to your cruising speed. You guys are going to slow down to your cruising speed as well. And set course this way. I want you using your armor-piercing shells. Thong here is part of the next Veto line, which are close-range, fast battleships. Heavily armored, shit tons of guns, and fast speed. They aren't the highest caliber gun, but as long as we can get in range. Yeah, you guys should all be fine. The Thong can operate pretty independently. As long as the rest of you are putting down fire on the Bismarck. Should be able to just close the range. Yeah, we definitely do need to buff up the armor on these a bit more. Just to make them a little bit more durable. Along with upgrading them, because I think they're still using Krupp 2. No, they're using Krupp 3. I think we have Krupp 4 researched. Alright, that's enough damage. Break off. Fire your goddamn AP shells if you can't hit that thing with your fucking HE shells. Oh, we have the Alice here. Oh, this is the Pacific squad. This is one of the American Pacific squadrons. Because we sent the Alice south over to America to help out there. How slow are you now at this point? What speed can you max out at? 20? Okay, you just rejoin up with the battle line then. Alright, let's hunt down this bastard. She's wounded, so she's definitely not going to be getting away. He is attempting to return fire, and succeeding. Oh, more flooding. That should be the end of it. That's a victory for us, and honestly, not that bad of damage on the Thong. Mostly just a bit of flooding. So yeah, the Solomon Islands should now be able to be navally invaded, and that will get me the last of the German territories over here, and then we can go for peace. What's left of the Dutch presence? Oh, they actually still control Belgium and the Netherlands. So the Dutch do still exist. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm helping the Austro-Hungarians defend Bohemia against German invasion from the Germans and the British. We're helping. I'm not doing much over there, though. I mean, I've severely crippled the German Navy, so I don't think they're going to be able to do... Oh, Austria-Hungary actually managed to take the Berlik Islands. I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep it for that long, for all that long, because the Germans brought a lot of ships, but, you know, good on you, Austria-Hungary. You did it. You tried. And the French are trying to invade southern Spain. Now, if France and Austria-Hungary allied with each other, you know, this situation would probably go a little bit smoother for both sides. Actually, how many ships are left amongst everyone? Because a long time ago, everybody was in, like, the 200 range of ships. And now, the person with the most amount of warships is Britain with 91 total ships, the Germans with... the Soviets with 35, alongside the Italians. The French only have 20, the Germans have 17, Austria-Hungary has 5, I have 71, and the Americans have 18. So the Americans, with one single... Oh, they actually own 4 provinces and 4 ports. Really? You own 4 provinces? Where the hell else do you own territory? Where else do you own land? I know you own this tiny little island. And this other tiny little island. Where's the rest of you? Where's the rest of the United States? Because I don't see it. I really don't see anything left of the United States. Other than those 2 islands. Are there more ports to this island change here that you just can't see because it's cut off on the map? I mean, maybe. It says they have 4 ports. Which would make you think that they're visible on the fucking map. I think it'd be easy to fucking find. Who are they at war with? They're not at war with anybody at the moment, but they are allied with the Bulgarians, surprisingly enough. Oh, that's where they are. America got exiled to Greece and Western Turkey. How did you get over there? The Americans went from America to this little island over here in the Pacific, hopping over to the Easter Island, and then hopping all the way over here to Greece and Turkey. I guess the Americans' plan is to just rebuild America in the Balkans. The grand American plan. It's probably a somewhat okay plan. Enemy transports, blow them up. Alright, Marshall Islands are now ours. I'm gonna stay here to keep this destroyer from taking it. Let's see, let's go back over here. You guys do you. You guys are gonna return to a port for refits. Head over here, that should be a okay enough port. You guys are also gonna return. And I'm gonna bring you guys back too for additional repairs. More just cycling these guys to get them repaired and restocked on ammunition. Let's see. We can finally get the Nalvin refitted. I think. Nope, can't afford that. What about a next Avita class? Oh, we can definitely afford 2 of those. Yeah, we can afford 2 of those to be under refit. We might be very behind in terms of technology, but we have managed to outlast a lot of our opponents in terms of survivability. Ugh. Oh, we have a strike going on. That's probably just our boys that are doing that invasion found another transport fleet. Oh, no, never mind. Enemy destroyer has sailed into my waters and has shot up a bunch of my transports. It's not like it's going to be able to do much. You guys aren't all refitted. I think the Zhang Matang is refitted, so I'm going to dispatch her down south to go and deal with this destroyer. She is far more equipped to deal with them than honestly the rest of her contemporaries. Can we do this? Yes, we can. And suddenly we can't, because there is a lot. I mean, a lot of... Sure. Shipyards are already fucking overflowing. Might as well make it worse. Status. Alright, we're gonna hold off on construction of basically anything new. Where does that leave us? 503. Alright, how many of these will be done in a month? Alright, majority of these are going to be done in a month. So honestly, I'm just going to let the turn tick over and then sort out the rest. Enemy U-boats. Alright, we got the Solomon Islands, so we're going to try to negotiate with the... Why can't we negotiate with the Germans? We just took the Solomons. Oh, they probably sent a peace treaty thing a while ago before we were doing all those naval invasions. That's probably what happened. Alright, you guys can head back to San Diego. We'll probably deal with the... Is that going over here to try and take back... That is going over here to try and take back the, Solomon Islands. Or not the Solomon Islands, the Marshall Islands. So you guys are actually going to deploy to intercept. Alright, that destroyer fucked off, so you're going to go... And, you guys are going to start establishing a new base of operations in Hangzhou. Alright, you've been refitted, you've been refitted, you've been refitted. So you guys are also going to go to Hangzhou. That alleviates some of our expenses. Alright, repairs are going to take longer than a month. There we go. Ugh. Let's see. Damn it. Portugal wants a Brewski class, sure thing, Portugal. Let's see, politics, peace treaty with the Germans. Because I know full well they need a peace treaty. Alright, get those repairs underway. How much dockyard space do we still have left? Not much. Alright, can't resume you. What about you? Alright, you can be resumed, you can't. Alright. That's as much as we can get back into production. Alright, they brought another battle cruiser, and this time a light cruiser. The Germans are not bringing their A-game. There's the Thong. She's been unflooded. Let's see. Where are you three? Alright. We're gonna divvy you guys up between the two squadrons. I want to use armor-piercing shells because the enemy is a fucking battle cruiser. Turn hard. Turn hard again. Let's respot that battle cruiser. There she is. Surprised for a ship equipped with 9-inch guns that you have such a short range. Ah shit, Thong took a hit. Oh, we found the light cruiser. That's the slightly more pressing threat I wanted to clear out. She's fired torpedo. Missed. Oh, second torpedo. Fortunately, this battle cruiser is going to be able to do quite a number of circles around me, considering the Thong is unable to reach her full speed after suffering a few hits. I'd also like her to be much more within range than the fucking Bella is. You can get your squadron over here. Yeah, Germany went from having a shit ton of battlecruisers to suddenly not having, like, any battleships or battlecruisers. Honestly, I was pretty terrified of them, and then suddenly, before this war started, at some point they lost everything in some big naval battle. Resulting in basically them having nothing. Yeah, the Nexo Vita classes are definitely proving themselves quite valuable. Having a battleship that can go 26 knots, 6 knots faster than my other ships is a very useful asset. Especially when it's equipped with enough firepower to basically shotgun blast any target at close range. Let's send it a torpedo up her rear. That looks like it's going to be a miss. Oh, no, never mind. She managed to strike her front. I think that's the first time we've ever landed a torpedo hit. At least I think it is. We might have landed a couple before, but not with the Nexo Vita class. The Nexo Vita class have not managed such feats. Portugal wants a Sparky. Sure thing. Can we resume construct? Nope. We cannot resume construction. Gotta finish up some of these refits first. Which, several of them are now complete. Once we unlock the next class of hull, we're definitely probably gonna design a replacement for the Nexo Vita class. War continues after failed negotiations. Germany, you really don't have much of a leg to stand on. You have a couple of U-boats out here. They can't even resupply themselves. Alright, you guys can finally head home to San Diego. I don't think the Germans are going to launch another assault anytime soon. Not too keen about gaining a bit of territory in South America. I more just want to control I more just want to control the Asian Pacific Theater rather than the American Pacific Theater. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't have influence in there, as you can clearly see. But, yeah, I'd rather not deal with all that shit over there. You guys have been refitted, so you guys will head down to Hangzhou to join up with the new squadron there. Resume construction on these ships, so that we can get them done. See, any more refits to do? Basically, every single one of the Nexo Vitas, including the original Nexo Vita, actually, has not received a refit yet. I do kind of remember that the Nexo Vita class refit was a wartime refit. Along with the Onyx class. This is refit to fix some of the issues that we had with that one. Fuckers are still sinking my goddamn transports. Which one is my squadron of Nexavita classes? Yeah, you guys really, honestly, kind of need this port more than these guys. You are a far bigger squadron. You guys all go there. You guys all go to Mizu. And that'll cut back on some expenses. We're gonna increase our research budget a little bit. We are almost up to stereoscopic rangefinder 5, which will be good for us to have. Hull strengthening is going to give us Dreadnought 4 generic. Aww. That means we're going to get a shitty Dreadnought hull next. Sad times, real sad times. Yeah, the Nexavita classes are definitely gonna get built up quite a bit. They're gonna basically serve as destroyers for the most part, considering how small they are and how low tonnage they are. I can put them in quite a few ports to protect trade and shit. Because right now, that's kind of what we need. Single hull with external light hull sections. Thanks, submarine research. I didn't need that. Alright, the Nalvin's done. Am I gonna... Yeah, you're gonna go join up with these guys. Actually, I'd rather send you to go join up with the Rocks and the other stolen ships. Where did I put them? Alright, where is the Rocks and its collection of Seasbow? That's where they are. Yeah, I guess you guys could use another battleship. Send the Nalvin are stolen and now refitted Russian battleship. Let's continue to try and negotiate a peace treaty with the Germans, even though they have torpedo boats shooting my shit. They have shit on their way. Oh, no, never mind. That's to Africa. I see. They're planning a naval invasion of the Danish, who are one of my allies, if they are still one of my allies, which they are. Who I have sold quite a few ships to, I'm pretty sure. I guess since we're winding down on the war, I might as well start working on refits. Since the war is coming to a close. So might as well go through, upgrade what we can. Starting with the Blue Raptor class, since she's one of the older ones. Gas turbines is an immediate upgrade. Auxiliary 2 engine, shaft 2, electric steering, Krupp 4, triple hull, anti-torque 3, barbette 4. Reinforce the bulkhead is already fine. Conic 5, acoustics Hydro 2, RDF, electrical. You're immediately swapping out for TNT 2. 2 powder. Those are fine. increasing your inner belt to 2 inches, your gun armor to 12. Alright, so that's not gonna fit there anymore. Maybe you don't fit there. Oh, you just genuinely don't fit there anymore. Even the 4-inch doesn't fit. Guess we'll have to go to a 3-inch. Joint set? No. I know this back gun has a very poor selection of fire, but there ain't much I can do about it. Oh wait, no, I swapped these out for 2-inch. Alright, we're gonna install a 2-incher back here. Still not a great amount of firepower, but it's something. Alright. Nope. No mounts. Upping her armor. What the fuck? Why is her conning tower now only able to go 3.5? It literally... You all saw that. It was 8 inches 5 minutes ago. Why can the conning tower only go to 3.5? What the fuck is going on here? Love getting random text messages about important shit that I should have been told about earlier. Anyway, let's see. I don't think we want to try and push it to go faster. I think we just want to... get these upgraded to 4 inches. I don't know why that's capped. I really don't know why that's capped out at fucking 3.5 when I was able to get it up to 8 earlier. Either they changed something about it or for fuck's sake. That means I'm gonna have to go through and do this a fucking again if I want to get the fucking 8 inches back on the conning tower, which honestly, considering these are no longer being built, I'm not going to bother with. I'll fix it on another revision. I'm not fixing it now. We'll increase the range, because we definitely do need to get some range back on a lot of these boats. That way then they can perform longer range services to the Empire. Yeah. We'll go for a speed increase next refit. If the other ships have leftover space after all the fucking shenanigans as well. We'll go for a speed refit. In the next revision of refits. Not this refit, though. The next Avita classes, those I'd like to get to go faster. Or at least the next generation that replaces the next Avita class is I'm gonna try to push to go faster. Alright. Vanguard class. Alright. 8-inch is basically useless. Unless I decrease its size caliber. And decrease the length of its barrels down to basically nothing. Alright, how much length can I get back on the 8-inch here? Before I lose it entirely. Alright. 14% is about as much as we can get back on the 8s. You're gonna have to be moved. New turret caps just don't fit there. So there we go. That fixes that issue. Alright. Yeah, we can't add any more to the conning tower, apparently, on these ones. So we're just not gonna fuck with the conning tower. We're gonna leave the conning tower the way it is. Because apparently it doesn't want more armor. In fact, it wants less for some reason. Upgrade to TNT, tube powder. Carbet 5. Core armor is quite the leap in technological advancement, along with a gas turbine engine. Oh yeah, we need to also be upgrading to semi-oil. I forgot about that. That's one of the other things we need to be doing. Because we now have semi-oil unlocked, so we really need to make use of that. Oh wait, I forgot the aft was heavy. Why is the aft so much heavier? Alright, I think that's enough of those. Alright, 12. 6 and 6. Upgrade that to 6. Upgrade these to 4. Superstructure will be upgraded to 8 inches of armor. That should at least make the 9-inch turret a little bit harder to take out. I'll be right back. Alright, thank you for everyone that decided to wait until I got back. Sorry about that little fucking pause there. Had to go do something real quick. Alright. So yeah, you as well can't have your thing upgraded, so we're not gonna touch this button. We're not gonna touch it. It's just gonna stay that way. Let's see. We already installed the radio defection. Gas turbines. Electric 2 engine. Can fit quite a bit in there. There we go. More casemates. Honestly, could probably add in some of the heavier caliber casemates. So here we have this 8-inch gun on the back that's going to be relatively useless because of its short-ass barrels. It'll at least be there. Yeah, the Vanguard class is definitely is slowly being molded into the role of being just a anti-destroyer battleship. Just being outfitted with tons and tons of guns. Hello, Blue. How are you? Why did you redeem all that? Were you redeeming all that while I was gone? You could have read the sign. Does nobody read the sign? Anyway, bird. There you go. Y'all haven't seen my bird in a bit, so you know what? Bird. Alright, we're on to the Cyber class now. Another one of the warships that are definitely gonna need some modifications done to. And are probably gonna be very complainy about their current design. Okay, never mind. These aren't that complainy. Just have to move these guns more inside. Swap out for geared turbines. Upgrade to electric 2 steering. Upgrade to auxiliary. Shaft 2. Semi-oil. Corrupt 5. Carbide 4. Anti-torp 3. Triple hull. Citadel 2. Immediately upgrade to TNT. To powder. Electrical turrets. Hydroacoustics, so then we can detect shit. Already have rangefinder. Conic rangefinder 5. Upgrade the armor to 12. 6. And 6. Along with 6 on the deck. 4 on the aft and foredeck. And again, we're running into this weird issue where the conning towers can no longer be increased in armor size. Also, we have to fuck around with this fucking 9-inch in the back. I mean, this 8.9-inch in the back. I think it was negative 13 was the smallest we could go. Nope. 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 Now it can shoot. Oh, wait, I was looking at a completely different gun. Okay. It can still function at negative 16. Alright. Let's deal with some of the armor. Okay, we can make the 4-inch guns actually pretty well armored this time. Alright, I'm gonna max it out at 5.5. I'm not gonna go any higher than that. Alright, 2 on that, 2 on that. Upgrade that to 6. Upgrade this to 12. Upgrade that to 12. That actually got smaller. Okay. That didn't get much bigger. Well, that definitely did move armor around. The new 4-incher design should have decent range without any modifications to it. Let's see, we're gonna add in a few more 8-inch guns. Just a few more 8-inch guns. These ones with actually decent fucking capacity to shoot. What's their armor layout? That's already fine enough, honestly. So yeah, we now have even more 8 inches. One of them which is going to be basically useless, but the other ones, these ones should actually be able to do a little bit of punishment. And the one on the back is kind of relatively useless. I guess Discord did crash, though. And Blue is telling me that my stream apparently crashed. So now I have to go fucking look at that shit. Fun times. Though my app very much says otherwise. Very much says otherwise. Yeah. It hasn't crashed. It's just I was paused and Discord did crash, but it doesn't look but the stream is still recording, so I'm not gonna fuck around with that. Alright, delete the old cyber class refit. Let's get all these boats upgraded, people. If the fucking loading thing will load. I'm concerned about these 5-inchers on the front. I don't think they're gonna fit after we refit this. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't want to fit after we refit this. What if I rotate this? No. Okay. No point in keeping you there then. Might as well put you out where you can actually aim both sides. Damn. We've lost the many 2-inch guns we had. That is a little annoying. Can we stick a barbette on the back here? Can stick a barbette on the back here. Gotta stick one on the front. It's too short. What about a super firing tiny? Alright, firepower has definitely been improved in terms of forward firepower. And we got a single barbette for the rear turret. We apparently have a starboard offset still. Not much I can do about that. I think it's down to these, and they're already placed on their fucking things, so... triple the hull. 8 torp. Barbette 5. It's already got Citadel. TNT. 2 powder. Electrical turret controls. Hydro acoustics. Stereoscopic 4. RDF rangefinder. 12 inches of armor. Once again, not touching the conning tower because for some reason it doesn't want to... It wants to go down in armor for some reason. So we don't touch that. You see that number? We don't touch that. We touch this number over here, though. Superstructure up to 8 inches. Get the armor caps for the turrets upgraded. Up armor the 5-inch guns. Yeah, we unfortunately lost a bunch of the 2-inch guns. I guess I can still have a couple of them if I stagger them. So put another one there and another one there. And we have 2-inchers still. It's a little bit weird, but considering how this ship is laid out already, I don't think there's much weirder it can get. Oh yeah, we need auxiliary 2 engine. Let's bump up the range as usual. We'll get her shaft 2, so that way then she can have a bit more engine efficiency. And I think this is an overall improvement other than the loss of a couple of the 2-inch guns. I think this is an overall improvement on the solar class. Definitely a lot more firepower to work with. Where? Let's see here. Summer class. Now on to the Dave class, which is also very much gonna receive some changes to it in terms of the 2-inch guns, because those are all Mark II 2-inch guns, which unfortunately are gonna change to the Mark III template when we go to upgrade, which means, yep. And since they're all paired together, I'm gonna have to get rid of them. I have to get rid of the 2 in the crow's nest too. Aw. Put you there. 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 Okay, so that fixes the 2-inch problem. Auxiliary, gas turbine engine, semi-oil, shaft 2, electrical steering, prop 5 armor, prop 5, anti-torp, triple hull. We're gonna upgrade to capped shells, TNT, 2 powder, electrical turret controls. We're gonna keep the 16-inch torpedo. We're gonna actually, you're equipped with broadside torpedoes, aren't you? And they aren't really gonna do much, so we are gonna reduce them. Stereoscopic 4, RDF, 12, 6 and 6, 6, 4 and 4. You get upgraded to 8 inches. You get 2 inches. You also get 2 inches. You get 12. You get 12. You get 6. That should be more than enough armor for the 6-inch guns. Oh yeah, you have a 5-inch casemate barrage in the front, don't you? Okay, I'm gonna move this forward. Get the super firing one. And put another gun on it. And then move this as far back as I can. Bring this in a little bit tighter. And of course, the weight offsets are because one of these turrets is slightly off-center than the other ones, and I'm not gonna go through and fuck around with all those. Just to get it to where it is just barely any better. Dedicate the remaining space to range. And yeah, I think that's about it for the Dave class. It lost the funny turret. Unfortunate, but you know, some sacrifices must be made. Can we still fit it if we stagger them? No. I can at least use it to somewhat offset the weight, though. So we still have one up here. He's a little guy. He's a little special guy. I don't know how they get ammo up there for it, but, you know, he's a special guy. Special little guy. Just hangs out up there all day, you know. They gave the guy in the crow's nest not only a fucking telescope to see the enemy, they gave him a fucking gun to shoot the enemy with. Probably could have increased the length on the 2 inches, honestly, now that I think about it. Let's see. Dave refit's done. Let's scrap that. This is the Lin class, I think. Another one of those ships that was very much pushing its tonnage limit. Why don't all these fit? There we go. I fixed the issue. TNT, 2 powder, electrical. We already have enhanced loading. Give you hydroacoustics. Stereoscopic rangefinder. Your main guns are 9-inch guns, so honestly, you're not really going to be engaging much at long range. So why I'm giving you a stereoscopic rangefinder is a mystery to myself, but you know what? I already gave you it. I might as well keep you at being a long range engagement ship. Oh, you can support a fucking increase to your conning tower. I don't know why the others can't. Or won't. Increase the armor on the 5 inches, so then they don't explode. I think we can definitely afford to give a lot of these boats range upgrades. I mean, not range upgrades, speed upgrades during the next generation of refit, if we stick with gas turbine engines on a lot of these older vessels. Because right now, I just want to get the gas turbines installed, because gas turbines are, as far as I know, the best power to weight ratio engine in the game. The problem is that you lose a lot of range when you use them. Oh, we're on to the Brewski class. This one shouldn't be too hard to refit. It's a fairly big boat. Well, at least we don't have to move around shit. Yeah, the gas turbine and to a lesser extent, the turbine engine is basically what allowed us to make the next class possible. You're running max HE shells? Jesus Christ. You are one of my, fucking, Alright, you're running somewhat of the new armor scheme. I am gonna push you a bit further, though. Oh, those are 3-inch guns. I thought those were 2-inch guns. No, those are 3s. Make them a bit longer so then they can reach out and poke shit. We'll upgrade the conning tower to 12 and the superstructure to 10. And then she can take a little bit more of a beating at close range. Considering she is definitely a lot more close range than a lot of her contemporaries. And might as well give her some additional range. Yeah, the next Avita class might receive another refit before we officially stop constructing more of them. I do want to build a lot of them because they are proving to be very useful to have in the fleet. Not necessarily as their own ships, just in the fleet in general. It's nice to have them around. They can perform okay on their own, but we need a shit ton of them. A lot of the other battleship classes, I'm probably only going to build 2, maybe 4 at the most of when it comes down to them. The next Avita is going to be coming off the slipways in droves. All right, we're gonna clean up this boat a bit. The Havana class is definitely getting an overhaul. She is quite the old gal. The inner belt and the inner deck give an additional, basically, 2 inches of armor protection. I'd like the 13-inch guns to be able to poke shit a bit more effectively. And barbettes. Can we fit this one here? We can fit that one there. What about you? Okay, you're a center line one, so you won't go there. You don't want to go there anyway. That is kind of the one I wanted to use. But I can't fit anything on it. That's annoying. I don't want to move this entire fucking superstructure. And this kind of is a little pointless to have here if I can't mount a gun there. At the very least, I get... Alright, what if I, fucking barbettes? Can I drag it out to the side? Where else does this fit? Let's see. It fits there. What if I rotate it? Rotating it doesn't help. Alright, I can at least still fit a gun there. So at the very least, now I have a little bit more firepower. Well, not really more firepower. It's the same amount of firepower. It's just... This one can rotate forward along with this one, so both of these can fire forward. Slightly changes up the Ivana's shape a little bit, but yeah. Not much more to that. Max out her range, since we don't really have much else to dump her stats into. The conning tower being at 12 inches is probably more than enough to prevent her conning tower from suffering damage. I would assume. Probably. Ah, shit, I forgot to take her off of coal. Yeah, we'll have to remember to fix that when we refit these things again. I'm not going through all that again. Just fucking give it semi-oil. Ugh. Alright, the Ivana's been refitted. What the fuck was this boat? It's covered in guns. I don't remember what this boat was, though. What are you, boat? Which one were you? Oh yeah, you're the Prince George class. The one we stole. The one that's bristling with guns. Right, you actually require me to move you inward. Which is interesting. Very interesting. Alright, if I move this here, I think I can fit another one of these barbettes in here, or at least maybe this one? I can fit that one in there. Alright, that'd be a little too ridiculous. And it wouldn't really function. Stop complaining that you have a poor selection of fire. You have a great selection of fire. You're both stupid. See, that gun already can't shoot in there, so if I were to put another one of these guns in here, where could I put it? Okay, that doesn't work. What if I do this? Move it a bit further back. Nope, that affects its firing angle a little too much for my liking. Let's see. Auxiliary engine. Upgrade to gas turbines. Semi-oil. Steering. Shaft 2. Crop 4 armor. Anti-torp. TNT. Powder. Electrical turret. This kind of goes to show how quickly technology has advanced. Because originally we were only putting like fucking okay, a little shorter. There we go. We were only putting fucking Krupp 2 on these ships when we were refitting them, and that was an accidental war we started with the British, so that was a while ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, honestly, now that I think about it. Anyways, that's a nice little upgrade to that. So the Prince George class is refitted. Oh, the Artaxi class. I'm debating if we're gonna do a full fleet-wide refit or just a refit of the ships that were refitted in 1915. Because if we're doing a full fleet-wide refit, there's a few ships that also need to get refitted. The Alice and the Birch were already refitted in 1924. And the Sniffums and Bella and Sparky in 1923. Along with the Falcon in 1923. Pretty sure I upgraded them to turbines, not gas turbine engines. But yeah. Alright, so we have the Ivana, Artaxi, Brewski, Alice, Sparky, Dave, and Cyber all refitted. Which means the Floofy, Walmart, 80 are the only ones that haven't received refits. And to be fair, they were designed in 1920, I think it was, when they were designed. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna refit the Artaxi class, for sure. Yeah, you're colliding with those guns now. They no longer fit. Sad. Have to purge some guns. Upgrade to semi-oil. Steering. Shaft 2. Corvette 4. Krupp 4. Triple the hull. Torpedo 3. Citadel 2. TNT. Tube powder. Electrical hydraulics. Hydro. Capped shells. Conic rangefinder 5. 12. 6 and 6. 6 and 4 and 4. 10 and 8. 12, 6, 12. And you just max out the fucking shit that you can do. Makes the 6 inchers a little bit more durable. Inner deck, increase that to 2 inch. Inner belt, decrease to 2 inch. Once again, we find ourselves in the thing of having a lot of surplus space. Honestly, could purge one of these dual funnels. Okay, maybe not the dual funnels. It would decrease weight. And also make the boat look a little nicer. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, she's got 11-inch guns, 6-inch guns, and she is designed for shooting at close range, which probably wasn't the best idea for a ship equipped with 11-inch guns, but that's what we went with. That's what we went with, and that's what we're sticking to. A lot of these ships are not going to be recognizable by the end of this campaign if their classes survive to the end of the campaign, which honestly, the Falcon class might be the only one that survives to the end of the campaign from start to finish, considering how many of them we constructed before discontinuing that class. Which was about 20 of them, I believe, we built of the Falcon class. Several of them have been sunk, but we did replace a couple of their casualties, so not all of them are currently sitting at the bottom of the Pacific. Most of them aren't sitting at the bottom of the Pacific. Alright, so the Floofy class... Did I already make a refit for the Floofy? I don't think I made a refit for the Floofy. I have not made a refit for the Floofy. So the Floofy, the Walmart, and the AD are the ones that need refitting now. They're still using regular turbines, which isn't going to provide much of a difference in terms of weight. The semi-oil is definitely helping. And the new armor is going to help a little bit, but that's not going to help by much. We're definitely getting off of Dunite. Electrical turrets. Everybody gets acoustics. You get stereoscopic rangefinder, RDF. You have a main deck armor of 8? Apparently I went a little overboard with some of the armor schemes. On at least the newer generation of vessels. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I had a solid logical reason that I thought of when I was doing it. I don't remember what it is. But she is well armed. Barbettes. Can we... Nope, they're only gonna go midship, aren't they? Yeah, none of these are gonna go off to the side. That's why I don't have any on here. Damn. If I really wanted to be silly, I could extend this forward and add in another forward turret. It'd be silly and stupid, and not at all a good idea. But I could do it. Just to prove to you all that I could. I'm not gonna do it, though, because that'd be stupid. And this isn't the campaign for stupid designs, this is the campaign for battleships only. Maybe we'll do a silly, nonsensical design series challenge run at some point, but for now, it is just battleships designed to solve problems, which, honestly, I haven't really done a good job at making battleships that solve problems. I've made battleships that just are big, heavy battleships, and that's about all they do. None of these ships really solve problems. Also, I really have not used the deck space on this ship, like, at all. There is so much available deck. Yeah, those are gonna have to go. It's funny that that can shoot over that one. Let's see. Upgrade to gas turbines, upgrade to semi-oil, shaft 2, prop 4, double the hull, triple the hull, electrical steering. Definitely get off of Dunite. Electrical, give it acoustics, give it a better rangefinder, give it RDF. Upgrade that to 10. Upgrade these to 2. 12 and 12, along with 6 for the top. Upgrade the length on the guns, because this is a long-range shooter. So I want it shooting fucking long range. Do we give it another turret in the back now that we have a lot of extra room? I guess. It's quite the upgrade to the Walmart class. And it does use up some of this fucking free space we have laying around, kind of just burning a hole in our pockets. But we lost 2 5-inch guns, you say? Well, good sir, I have a solution. Casemate 5-inch. Solves most problems. Not all problems, but most. Upgrade the armor on these so that way then they don't explode the moment they get shot. And that should be decent enough. Besides, I don't think these ones here were doing anything. I think they were mostly just functioning as ammunition for these two here. Might as well max out the range since we're already at this point. Yeah. And a lot of these later hull models can definitely push faster than 20 knots. I just don't know what we're gonna do at the moment. I'm debating if what we're gonna do when it comes down to when I need to upgrade the speed again. Because at the moment, 20 knots is not sufficient for the Navy's needs. "20 knots just kind of barely functions for the Navy's needs. Alright, so refitting the AD class. Immediately gonna have to tear out these. These ones surprisingly can stay. In fact, it's the turrets up here that aren't functioning all that well because of the proximity. So we're gonna have to increase the beam a bit, and that'll push these out a bit. Nope, I didn't mean to pick that up. But yeah, that should push these out a bit, and yet now they can shoot properly. Honestly, I kind of want to pull these back. I kind of want to find a spot where they'll fucking function a little bit better. Honestly, yeah, I'm probably just gonna rip them out. Calm down, game. See, they fit now. Calm down. Stereoscopic 4, RDF. Yeah, apparently I was going 8 and 5 for the deck armor. I probably should have done that for the other ships. Oh well. I'm sure their 6 and 4 armor scheme will be fine. Some guns have a poor selection of fire. Stop yelling at me about it. They're fine. We did lose a few of the 5-inch guns, but honestly, considering how many this thing has, sure, it's fine. 80 being one of the largest of our, and most conventional looking of our warships. I'm sure it's fine. We are very slowly going through and converting most of our ships to... We're eventually going to have a lot of generic looking warships. We've definitely gone past the era of older generation stuff. Let's get the next Avitas refitted first. We'll get 4 of them done. I think I can do 4 of them at once, yeah. Still leaves a little bit of shipyard open for other shit. Alright, peace has been signed with the Germans. Fine, we'll threaten the United States. Where are your battleships? I saw you had some. Where are they? H-class. There we go. Deutschland. BB 2774. The Hanover. The Hague. Just gonna fucking take all of their battleships. They're gonna only give me 4 of them. But, that is 4 additional battleships I now have. Also means I have to suspend some shit that I'm doing. $14 months to repair the fucking Deutschland. What the fuck are you doing with it? Anyway, H-class. Alright, let's view this thing. What the fuck were the Germans on when they made this? Jesus Christ. It is bristling with guns in places that I... Why are there 2 barbettes in the front? At the same size. It has an overhang. What the fuck is this? Is this boat? It doesn't even... It's not even a legal design. Alright, first things first. Get rid of that. If I can fucking click on the gun. It's got 14-inch guns on it. Alright, what main guns do I have available? I kind of want to refit it for 16 guns. For 16-inch guns. Is that what's conflicting? No, it's definitely this thing. What is conflicting with you? I don't know. I'm gonna rip out all these casemates, though. There is okay, we're just gonna delete you. In fact, we're gonna even... we're gonna make the... Why is the beam so thin? It's... Alright. If I stick this on, we have another mounting for a gun. All right, so I'm gonna purge these, and we're gonna try to fit 16-inch guns on here. Alright, well, we managed to fit the 16s. See why they didn't put anything else there other than those really small guns. We're going to downgrade these to 4.0 guns along with the 8-inch. We're going to continue to purge off all these barbettes. These barbette guns because I do not care for them. We're gonna upgrade you with a stereoscopic rangefinder, Hydra 2, RDF, downgrade your belt to 12. Why is your aft belt 13.4 inches? Jesus Christ, no wonder this thing fucking weighs a shit ton in the back. Alright, we're gonna give you the 8 and the 5 deck armor. 12, 10, 2, and 2, 12, and 12, with 6. Alright, so I did remove a few things back here. I can put this in, and it can still rotate, apparently. That doesn't make much sense. I'll put a 4-inch back here. There, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, she's overweight now. Oh, she's got torpedoes. That's one of the reasons why she's fucking overweight. She's dragging around torpedoes. Two powder... Increased ape. No, we just want. We'll go with capped. Electrical turrets. Already has enhanced reload. We want reinforced bulkheads. Many. We do not want to surpass 20 knots. Forced boilers. Anti-flood 2. Alright, what are we missing here? What is making her as heavy as she is, other than the fact that she's dragging around a bunch of 16-inch guns that she was not carrying around before. All right, how heavy are the 16-inch guns compared to the all right, 1,900 to 2,900. Okay, we're gonna downgrade to the 15s. Lot less to have to deal with. That's basically taking off 1,000 per gun. You're telling me that we're still fucking overweight? Oh, that's because I literally increased the weight of the armor on the turrets, so now they're basically only 400 less than the fucking yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help that the main belt extends all the way from fucking here to here. Can I put this here? No, not the barbette. Can I put this gun in here? If that was farther forward, but unfortunately, it cannot be farther forward. We're gonna increase the beam. I need a wider boat. I need a boat wider, so then I can pull this more backwards. So then I can pull this more backwards. So 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 I can pull this more backwards. And I'm gonna have to move these more backwards. Do I remove the 8-inch gun? And its accompanying barbette? It kind of ruins the derpiness of it if I do. But I kind of have to if I'm gonna do this many 15-inch guns on this hull. Alright, purge those. We can pull this way farther back now. Alright, that makes the main belt a lot smaller. That didn't save much on the weight, though. Yeah, she was fine until I started fucking around with her fucking armor. Oh. I didn't even upgrade her from Krupp 3 to Krupp 4. Alright, so I think we're gonna have to downgrade her to Torpedo 2. I can get triple hull, which will at least help deal with some of the torpedo attacks, but yeah. Give her a fairly large crew. Now she's a little silly, but she's a little bit silly with a special bit of case of gonna probably blow you up. Honestly, could probably fit another one of these down in this little space. You're telling me I can't put one down in here? I can put it there, but you're telling me I can't put it here? Fuck you. I think I could fit one in here, though. it doesn't really fit. Probably fit a 3-inch in there, though. Yeah, 3-inch fits comfortably in there. Little itty-bitty 3-inch. These ones are definitely gonna be quite the little not useful shits, because 15-inch guns, triple configuration, Mark 1 is not a very accurate gun. The fact that we have, let's see, that's 6, that's 12, 15 guns is gonna be the only reason it hits anything, is that it's shooting 15 guns at a target. Oh, we upgraded our shipyard capacity. I'll take the free money. And of course, you know what they say. You're one turn away from getting that stereoscopic rangefinder upgrade. Alright, we're gonna cut back on crew training because I don't really need that at the moment. What I really need is the research. Still working on a hull construction. I want to keep working on rangefinders as well. What are you gonna give me next? Hydrophone station type 3. That'll be nice to have. Also nice to finally have some more fucking battleships that I got for free from the Germans. Sure, I have to fix the damn things, but it's better than having to do anything else with them. The government is worried about the growing international tension and military confrontation on Austria-Hungary as possible. Raise the budget! Oh boy, battle cruisers. Something that we're not doing this run. Yay! Fucking hell. Status. Anybody suspended? Yes, we have multiple ships that are under construction that I would very much like to get finished. Yeah, we're at 77 battleships now. Of course, a large majority of those battleships are either out-of-date battleships or are fast patrol battleship, the Nexovita class. So take that with a caveat grain of salt. Composite propellants has been researched. 2 more months until we get access to a new hull, which is just generic Dreadnought hull, which I don't think is going to look very different to our current Dreadnought 4 hull. France is trying to prevent Vietnam from rebelling. Bit early for that, Vietnam. It's only 1927. Oh, Austria lost Bohemia and is probably now going to lose Galicia to the Germans. Yeah. Just like fucking America, Austria-Hungary has fled to fucking Greece and Turkey. Yeah, I don't think those 95 guys are going to be able to fight off 15,000 Ottomans. Yeah, the Americans do not have the ability to hold on to any territory. Not while their homeland has been captured. They can't supply their men. Oh, right, yeah, you guys need to go back to a port. How many of you are there? 172 tons. Where am I gonna put you? I'm really running out of ports to, like, put people in. You're 160, so that means you at least won't cost me too much to keep you in. Anyway, class. H-class. We're gonna rename you boys to... we shall have the Woomer. Let's see. Tam. The Boardington. Metal Claws. Oh, you two have sorted yourselves out. Go to Tingen and you'll be sorted into a new fleet. Let's see. Metal Claws. There it is. You're in Tokyo. Into Tingen. Air spread across the world. The government wishes. I don't. The fleet needs more time and money. You need to give me more money. So yeah, France is definitely our next target, as Sumatra, Thailand, Cambodia, Cochin, China, and Annam and Tonkin are areas that, oh, and obviously the Kangchawan area are regions we need to take. I think they also own some islands over here that I will be taking, yeah, that one and that one down there. I don't think they own any. Do I really want to go after the Carolingian Islands? Probably not. But yeah, once this is secure, it'll be off to fighting the British, and that is gonna be quite a war. We're now at 48% army logistics, which is nice to have. We have some rooms, so we can... first, I'm going to delete that. We can start refitting the H classes. So that way then we get them up to speed. The last of the Nixovitas refitted. So we want to make sure everything is all ready to go. You want a cyber-class battleship? Sure thing, guys. You can have it. Did Germany manage to take Greenland? They did not manage to take Greenland. Good on you, Denmark. You did it. Good work, teammate. Let's see. Ship design. We have a new hull to play with. Battleship Dreadnought 4 generic. Which replaced Dreadnought 4. I think all it did was just add in a bunch of casemate slots. I'm not even sure if it made the hull any bigger. Yeah, Dreadnought 4 generic. It did make it bigger. It is definitely a bigger vessel. The question is, do we want to go bigger? Or do we want to make... Or do we want to use... You know what? We'll design 2 ships on this hull. One that is just the standard sort of ship of the line. It's gonna be doing the standard shit. And the Nexovita class is theoretical replacement. It's not gonna be the replacement, just a supplementary ship. We really should work on our internals protection, because we only have Citadel 2, and that is... It's good, it's good, it's not great, it's good. Alright, main tower, secondary tower, funnel. I need something that'll fit in there. And also, be decently efficient. Well, it fits. Pull this back a bit. Alright, so we're gonna do... Tall barbette for small guns. We're gonna do reinforced barbette low profile. We're gonna go with... We're gonna go with dual 14s. Secondary guns, 5-inch. Put some there. And we can put one up here. Barbette 5. RDF radio equipment. Hydro. Stereoscopic rangefinder. TNT. 2 powder. Super heavy shell. Not super heavy shells. We're going with... Since we have a lot of battleships, I'm not really too concerned about super heavy shells. Heavy shells are pretty good in their own right, and I can carry more of the damn things. Oh, that is shit armor. Let's rework this armor a bit. Surprisingly, the 5-inch guns aren't getting barbettes this time around. But increase the length on the 14s. Bump them up a bit. Then barbettes. Let's see. Give her some decent defense against enemy light ships. And let's see who ends up being the silly bean to get this. This will be the J. Renkintuso class. Then, of course, we're going to design a second class to go alongside it. Alright, so, I'm actually probably not going to do it on this hull because, again, they kind of need to be small. And that smallest size this thing goes is 46,000, so, we might... This wouldn't really work for what we need. You can go 30, you can go 36. What's the difference between you two? Oh yeah, that's the difference between you two. Anyway, you need to maintain 26 knots. Have a decent amount of crew. Have powerful armor. I think the next Sovita class has 14 inches. We are going to try to push for 16. And we're going to push for 10 on the belts. 10 for the deck. 8 for 8 aft. 18 inches for the conning tower. 10 inches for the superstructure. 2 and 2 on the inner belts. Actually, we'll push for 12 inches on the superstructure. Now, when it comes down to these, we want, honestly, the cheapest fucking equipment. It's gonna be at close range, and it's gonna get shot at. It needs to be able to take a hit. It needs to have a funnel that can also handle shit. Okay, so it's gonna have to be tall funnel too. Alright, RDF, Hydro 2, and Conic 5. You definitely don't need a barbette that big. Can I fit 9-inch guns on that? I cannot. Medium superimposed barbettes. Okay, you're not smaller. I was hoping you'd be smaller. You're not much taller either. What about this one? Is this one able to support? Because it is in the medium gun category. No, it can't support a 9-inch. But what if I do something silly? Why are these considered badly placed now? Alright, why'd you let me put the fucking guns down in the first place if you were just gonna whine to me about it? Alright, we're gonna have to make this boy wide. Okay, so unless I put these in front, these barbettes are gonna whine about it. That is so fucking stupid. Alright. What about side mounts? Okay, I can put these ones on the side. I like these ones a lot more than those ones. Oh, you won't fit that way, but you'll fit the other way. Why are you backwards? Alright, those provide shielding for the vital components in the middle. We will install one of these up here. Push it as far back as we can. Another one of these here. Secondary gun armament. Will be 6-inch gun. Never mind. We're gonna go 8-inch if I can fit them. Okay, we can fit 8-inch guns on those. What about 7-inch guns? Will you fit there? You don't want to fit there. What about the 6-inch gun? 6-inch gun doesn't want to go there. 5-inch gun. 5-inch gun really would rather be anywhere else. 4-inch gun also would rather be anywhere else. 3-inch gun can wear. The 8-inchers can wear them as hats. 2-inch gun. Far better range. Range and shooting capabilities. All right, so we have a lot of secondaries. Alright, so you have less tonnage, so I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you. Centerline guns. We're gonna go with the 9-inch in... How much weight do we have left? We have no weight left. There is no weight left on this boat. Not with all the shit I've already crammed onto it. If I cut back on the weight, I'm even barely able to fucking do what I need to do. Ugh, I might get rid of the silly hats. The silly little hat turrets. They're silly and funny. But it's a lot of unnecessary weight. Alright, so we have the 9-inchers installed. The problem is... they're gonna have to be really well armored. Along with everything else on this fucking boat. Yeah. Don't know where we're gonna save on fucking weight. If I make her bigger, will that solve the problem? What if I made her smaller? No, that also doesn't solve the problem. The other thing is that she does need a torpedo launcher, too. I guess I could purge the rear 8-inchers and replace them with a deck torpedo launcher. Give her reduced ammo. Smallest she can go is an 18-inch torpedo. She just has slightly too much weight. Slightly. It's literally just a small millimeter smidgen of armor. Alright, what if we get down to 9% beam? Can we do that? Okay, we can cut down the beam a little bit. She just barely works. This will be the Grand Guide class. 31,000 tonnage, by the way. Not as small as I would have liked to have had it. I was definitely going for smaller, but she is absurdly well armored for her size and speed compared to the rest of the fleet. Let's take a look at the next VII class, just for comparison. She has like 16 inches of armor on the main belt. Like, she's got fucking armor for days. The next VII class, bless the fact that she can still fucking punch well above her weight class. The next VII will probably still... Again, the Grand Guy is not meant to replace it. It is an idea for a replacement. It's not an ideal replacement. The problem with it being a replacement is the fact that the next VII class is like 10,000 tonnage. That's hard to replace, especially with the hulls that we have now available. She will need a refit, though, to upgrade her hydrophones at some point. Yeah, she already has geared turbines. She needs to get off of coal to increase her range a bit. Yeah, she's got decent armor. She's got a 15-inch main belt, which honestly makes her more armored. Well, actually, no. It's 16 inches on the other one. So she is slightly lightlier armored. Not by much, mind you, but she is lightlier armored. The problem is, though, is that Nexo Vita classes are far more easy to build than it is to build a Grand Guy class. Hello, Grand Guy. Yes, I turned you into a boat. Congratulations. Fucking timing on that one.
Wow.
Hello, Blue.
You're a goober.
I am not a goober.
Yes, you are.
Of course, technology has already made our old hydrophones obsolete. Anyway, we're gonna discontinue the Dave class and Sparky class, and we'll keep the Brewski and our taxi classes around. Yeah, we'll just discontinue those for now and continue our current refit programs. Yeah, we can fit in on our refit. Still can't restart construction on these guys. Oh, actually, I might be. Yeah, I can restart construction on that one. It's an Nexo Vita class, not too hard to get fixed up. I would like not to fight France at the moment. Not out of the fact that France would be a problem. Honestly, it's kind of more the fact that France is kind of handicapped at the moment. At least last I checked. Yeah, they only
What
have 40.
happened?
I don't know. A lot of people in the world had like 200 ships, and then suddenly everyone went to war, and now they have like small little handfuls of vessels. And I don't want to go seal clubbing, because then that'll be boring.
Basically, everyone wasted their entire fleet, so they only have like frigates and patrol boats.
We definitely could send a squadron down to go call dibs on Vietnam, though. So, go call dibs on Vietnam.
Oh, no. No, that's gonna be a nightmare.
They only just recently kicked out the French. I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's what America said, and look where it got that our nation.
Alright, well, we'll get these guys under refits since we have a bit of room for that. Never mind, we apparently don't have a bit of room for that.
Yeah, I came in earlier since I saw you in the VC, but you were unfortunately away. And then you just suddenly disconnected. I'm like, oh, well, your Discord crashed. And then your stream crashed a few minutes later. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know, when I got back, the stream was fine.
It literally crashed. Like, it just full on ended the stream. So I guess it must have been, it did the Twitch must have either you had an encoder error that just happened for a few minutes or something. Or just Twitch being stupid, because I unfortunately had issues where my streams have broken into two at times.
Oh yeah, it did break into two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up on the fucking thing. Yeah, I'll have to splice those bits back together. Fun times, yep. Fun times. That's a future phallic problem.
Yeah, I did even ping you in DM saying, hey, your stream broke.
Yeah, the thing was, when I came back, it was still actively recording and shit, so...
Yeah.
Alright, you guys, go over there and kick Vietnam's butt.
2 minutes later, just nearly all of them are sunk for some unknown reason.
Right, now we can resume work on these other boats that we've been putting off finishing construction on.
Why the heck does the Endeavor want me to do tachyon damage? My phasers can't even do that. Well, I already got the elite Endeavor out of the way, so that Endeavor challenge can go screw itself. Oh, I could have... Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to see how you're doing. Anyways, you take care.
You too. Good boy.
Wow.
Alright, Mark IV 10-inch guns are now researched. I don't think Austria-Hungary is long for this world. Next thing should be radar, I'm pretty sure. We have Hydrophone 3, so I'm gonna get off of this for a bit and go over to internal protection. Because, I think this is what gives me the, no, that gives me anti-flooding. What's the, that's hull protection. What gives me, the fucking... armor schemes? Is it internal protection? Enforced bulkheads, anti-flooding, wing tanks, air party. I guess I'll just put in hull strengthening for now. I really don't remember which one of those is the research that gives you the other shit. Fleet, where are those H classes at? you're in Davo, the Woomer. Send you on over. We have the Borington being refitted, and we have the Zexter being worked on. And then we have who just made noises. Oh, hello, Onyx. How are you?
Hi. Damn, I totally forgot today was Tuesday, and I ended up working on the truck instead.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were at.
Yeah, I was working on the truck all day today. We redid the entire underbody of it.
Where's the H class at? Fucking looking through this fucking list. H class. See, the Woomer's at C. The TAM is in Moran. And we'll set the other H class that has arrived to be refitted to the new Chinese standard. Let's see, any more Nexovitas arrive in a port to be refitted? Yes, they have. The other Onyx has not been completed yet. We can get one of the Blue Raptors being refitted. Argentina would like to order a Brewski-class battleship. Sure thing. Yeah, we'll work on it Thursday. We'll work on that avatar texture shit on Thursday. Oh yeah, we're invading Vietnam. I forgot about that. Already fucking forgot that we were invading Vietnam. Alright, well, now that we have some money again, I guess we can invest that into crew training once again. Keep our crews at least somewhat trained for the inevitable wars that will happen in the future. Turtleback armor scheme. New technology in armor forging. So that's where it is. I was wondering where the fuck it was. It's an armor forging. In terms of the fleet, still conducting refits. Have the replacement Onyx classes being constructed. Get the last of the... Oh yeah, your boat got sunk last stream.
Ouch. Damn.
Yeah, first ever naval engagement in it got sunk. Got torpedoed to death. It was not a pretty sight. We avenged it, but it was not a fun time watching as that got sunk. So now there's a new refit already done for it, so that way then they don't they have less of a chance of exploding and sinking and exploding. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. We found some oil somewhere. The salvage program. Yeah, Vietnam will be ours in one more turn, and that'll be Jesus Christ, Vietnam has like shit tons of money. That's a lot of money. Dinky little port. Actually, that's a pretty decent sized port, but Jesus Christ. So yeah, anyways, in terms of the fucking Grand Guy class, more than likely they will serve as command ships of squadrons of Nexo Vita class for the time being, because they're small, not smaller than a Nexo Vita class, and we won't be producing as many of them, but they will still have a purpose of being basically just a tougher Nexo Vita class that can handle a little bit more punishment. Going up against larger targets and being able to inflict a little bit more punishment. Let's see. And we got Vietnam now.
Some folks want me to raise the flag.
And you guys were based out of Mizu, so you guys go back there. And that's a shit ton more money to the fucking economy. Not enough to fully fund crew training again, but enough to at least get it up to 90%. Which means most of the ship crews should be fairly well trained in the event of a war. A war has erupted between the United States and Italy. That is interesting, considering the United States is consistent of northern Greece, western Turkey, and 2 islands in the Pacific. Hungary's attack against the Netherlands caused a major disturbance against Britain and France. Damn. These two are just fighting over the scraps that are left. I mean, Italy's got a lot more ships than the United States. The United States has just been bleeding warships for the past several years. They used to have the remnants of a Grand Navy, and then it died. Alright, get the Zexu refitted. These Nexo Vitas that are coming off the slipways need to immediately get refitted. Let's see. Any of these guys need refits? No. Alright, get the other Blue Raptor class refitted. Get the Vanguards refitted. Ship design, cyber class, get them refitted. Solar class. Did we lose the solar? Oh no, the solar is out in that fleet that's currently out and about. That's why I don't. That's why it's not there on the list. Put some of our ships under refit again. Argentina wants an taxi class battleship. Sorry guys, can't afford to give you that. Come back to me when I can actually I have bigger shipyard to fit more boats. Because right now I don't have big enough shipyard to fit more boats. Uric acid, that's probably not something I'm gonna invest in. Diesel electric propulsion. Research for submarines I'm not even fucking using. Oh, we just got 100 tonnage open up on our shipbuilding capacity. It's a lot more ships that can be refitted. That also means that the Onyx classes have finally come off the slipways. And Mark 3 6-inch. I don't really care for minefield size because we don't even have ships equipped to drop mines. Let's see. Any more ships that need refits? The Birch and the Earring have returned to port, so get them refitted. Let's see. Any of these guys need refitting? Nope. The Onyx class, the Googlean, has finished construction, so that can immediately go back into the dockyard for an immediate refit. Literally just came off the production line. It was immediate. They were immediately told to drag it back into the dry dock. Alright, let's get the Dave classes underway for their refits. Yeah, we should be able to afford that. No, we're not going to war with the Soviet Union. Fucking just have some money, Britain. I don't want to go to war with you at the moment. Full oil burners. Ooh, that'll be nice for our next generation of warship. Especially considering we do have oil. Quite a bit of it, actually. Quite a bit more we're going to acquire from France when we get around to beating the shit out of them. Ugh. Unrestricted submarine warfare. German Empire has caused the following losses to the Soviet Union by accident. Yes, by accident, they say. Army logistics have reached 75%, which is nice. Nice that we're finally starting to push it. Let's get the other Onyx, the Onyx 2 under refit. Named after the ship that it replaced. after its unfortunate demise. Oh, I forgot how many Ling classes we built. And that should be enough. Should have enough room for all those. Sure, we'll threaten the United States, and they will give me free money. Not much money, mind you, but a little bit of money. Argentina wants an 80 class. Sure, you can have one. That's going to use up quite a bit of my fucking shipbuilding capacity, though. Maybe I should have thought about that one a little bit before giving them such a powerful warship. Ah, well. Let's see, that would max up to 27. Yeah, I can refit one of them. I want to get all these ships refitted before we start producing more some new vessels. Because we do have new vessels, but I want to get through all these refits first. Because the refits are going to be a lot quicker to get through than building new ships. Damn, Germany is just shooting everybody's transports. Germany don't give a shit who it is. Germany just sees boat, fires torpedo. Diesel engines for submarines, thanks. I didn't want submarines. We're still not doing submarines, but you know, good to know. Get the other Brewski under refits. Another quick check to make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, on to the Havanas. 56. Let's see. That would bring us up to 90. Yeah, I think we can do both of those at the same time. Yep, we can. Argentina would like to order a Grand Guy class. Sure thing, Argentina. Oh, and we just finished up more dockyard, which means more dockyard. You know what time it is when we run out of dockyard upgrading to do? More dockyard. Get the Prince George's ooh, that's a... We'll wait on those. Considering I have far smaller amounts of the other boats, might as well do them first. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait on some of these. There we go, some more openings opened up. Our government wants to create an alliance with Italy. If Italy wants one, I guess. I'm sure this this alliance isn't going to last very long. Because I highly doubt Italy's going to win their war against the Austro-Hungarians. Alright, order up these. I'm sure we'll have enough room for it. Yep, just barely enough room. We're gonna say they were conducting unauthorized naval reconnaissance. Brewski class battleship, sure thing. Probably, honestly, a lot more of my warships and other when it comes down to the classes in terms of how many of each class there is in other countries, like inventories, rather than my own inventory. The Soviet Union and Austria-Hungary are going back to war. 21mm torpedo has been researched. Cyber-class battleship. Sorry, guys, we ain't got the room for it. Sorry, Argentina, still ain't got the room. Failed to gain control of the Bosphorus. That's very unfortunate for the United States. You're about to lose northern Greece. One of your few remaining money makers. Yeah, the Americans are just not having a fun time. Spend more on the Navy. Which means I can finally fully finance the crew training. Not as much research, but crew training can at least go up a bit. Yeah, we can get the 2 Walmart class vessels under refit. Nope, never mind. Apparently they will take up the entire fucking dockyard. I thought my math checked out. Apparently it did not check out. No, we're not threatening the Soviet Union. Fleet needs more money before we engage with the Soviet Union. Portugal wants a boat. Sorry, Portugal. I cannot afford to give you a boat at the moment. Suspend your refit because I need dockyard space. What was that? What was that one about? Province? Chinese? I don't see anything having happened to my territories. Argentina is once again attacking southern Brazil. Good luck to you on that. You have not succeeded any of the times that you've tried. But maybe if you do it again. Maybe if you do it one more time. One more time. Maybe, just maybe you'll manage it this time. I get both of the 80s under refit. And I think that's all the ships that need to be refitted under refit. Which means we can now begin production of new vessels. Yep. Alright, since the Grand Guy and the J are now being produced, that means we're going to discontinue 2 other classes. We'll discontinue the Artaxi, and we'll discontinue the Brewski. The Cyber class... I kind of want to keep the Cyber class around because I plan to turn it into a anti-destroyer ship, but at the same time, the Nexo Vita kind of became that. So it's like, I'm keeping it around for honestly no reason, but yeah, we'll get rid of the Brewski class. And we will put 2 J's into production. We can't even afford to put 1 into production, Jesus Christ. We'll put some Grand Guys in production, and I don't even think we can afford that. We can afford 1. We can put 1 of them into production. Probably would help more if this port wasn't overflowing with boats. Let's see, you guys... Do you guys need a Nexo Vita class? No, you already have one. I guess I'll dispatch... How many ships are here? 8. You guys actually would make up your own fleet, honestly. Where can I station you? You guys have 249. Honestly, CISPO is like the only place you guys can be stationed. Oh, I can't even move all of you at once. Alright, the Guliang will go become part of its different fleet. You guys... you're being refitted. So actually, we're gonna find a different port for you. Seriously, where can we send you? Like, we have so many ports, but all of them are kind of just absolute dog shit. We're already at full capacity. I guess this one we'll have to do. Go hang out there. Yeah, this is definitely going to start becoming a problem where boats are just not going to fit in our docks because our ports are all absurdly small. How about our American ports? How are those doing? Oh, Seattle's actually huge. You guys go to fucking Seattle. Congratulations, you get to become the Seattle fleet. I'm sure that is an honor somewhere. Actually, you guys can become the new San Francisco fleet. I'll dispatch these guys to Seattle because they're a lot smaller. Able to fit in the smaller port. But anyway, now we have 3 fleets over in fucking California and Oregon. Is that Washington? Yeah. I don't remember what state Seattle's in. Washington, right? Because you got the capital, you got the state, and I think there's one more Washington somewhere else, but I don't entirely remember. Anyways, we're gonna wrap things up for today while I fail at American geography and state shit. Before this goes on any amount of ridiculously longer. Let's see who there is to raid. Let's see. Shamar. We'll raid this bean. I haven't raided them for a bit. And they are playing funny poker game. Just raid. Thank you for everyone that tuned in for today's stream. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for those that stuck around to the end, even through the random bit where I had to go do some shit, and the stream apparently cut out randomly for no reason. Hope you all enjoyed it. My brain just had a fucking mental stroke. Don't forget to join the Discord, link down below. Stay up to date with all the shit that goes on, know when I go live, chat with me off stream. And don't forget to check out the Blue Sky to have another way of knowing when I go live, or don't forget to check out the YouTube channel to watch all the VODs that have been uploaded Friday through Monday, same time every week, unless I forget about it. Once again, thank you to everyone that stuck around to the end. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see you all next time. Goodbye, so long, and enjoy the rest of your day along with the person I'm sending you all off to. See you all next time. Bye.